It's the Rock and Refuel Recruiting Roundup. A lot to get to this week. 2 commitments, 2 players receiving their first offers, and a lot more as the playoffs are upon us. Jason Jewell joins us via Skype. I'm Jared Cohen. Let's start with the commitments. Jason, as always, as one of the top senior offensive linemen, has committed to stay in-state.
Yeah, Eddie Revis over at Mountain Point High School. He committed to NAU, and we've talked about how good a job that the Lumberjacks have done in the recent years committing to recruiting the in-state players in the state of Arizona. And Revis is just another example. Last year they got another quality offensive lineman in Stephen Bailey from Centennial, and Revis is in that same mold where he can play center, guard, has played tackle this year for Mountain Point, but his future is going to be inside for the Lumberjacks. What a great get for NAU.
And another commitment to get to, a guy who was previously committed to an SEC school. He's changed his recruitment a little bit.
Yeah, Adam Bay, the top-ranked long snapper in the entire country. He's from Desert Ridge High School. He was committed to Missouri. He ended up taking an official visit to Wisconsin, getting an offer, and committing to the Badgers while he was on that visit. You look at it, Missouri, they're struggling this year. They're 2-6, where Wisconsin is 6-2, and they're ranked in the top 25. I have to believe that had to do with part of his in flipping his commitment.
How about a couple first offers for a couple players just before the end of their senior season, starting with Dillard over at Desert Vista?
Yeah, he's a kid, Jared, that I'm really a big fan of. This is a guy, he's a big running back, and he got an offer from Idaho, and they're looking for a big running back. He's rushed for 400 yards this year. He also has 400 yards receiving, but if it doesn't work out on the offensive side of the ball, he is a fantastic linebacker. I think he could transition and do that at the next level as well, but he got that first offer coming from the Idaho Vandals.
And Desert Vista, a 10 seed, they're going up against Mesa Mountain View. Could be upset special right there. How about the next offer, a player over at Hamilton receiving his first offer?
Yeah, C.J. Jarmon, he's a big, lanky wide receiver, 6'4", 170 pounds. He transferred to Hamilton from Cesar Chavez, and his mom is a track star. She ran track at LSU, but he got his first offer from Northern Arizona, guy that has 28 catches, over 500 yards receiving so far this year for Hamilton. A very good, underrated wide receiver.
Hamilton, a 6 seed. They're going to be taking on the Tucson Badgers this week. Let's get into our player of the week. And when you think of Spencer Rattler, you think of his recruitment, when you think of some of his big-time stats, but he showed off some clutch in his win over Horizon last week.
Yeah, that was the game that came down to the wire. Pinnacle and Coach Zupke went for a 2-point conversion there at the very end instead of going into overtime. But, Rattler had 5 touchdown passes in that game, threw for 300 yards, and had that winning 2-point conversion run. It was just a great play, and from a very deserving player. Surprised that this is the first time we've named Rattler our player of the week.
How about our breakout prospects? You caught that crazy Verado Desert Edge game. It was a defensive slugfest, and there are 2 interior linemen from both teams that you're pegging as this week's breakout prospects.
Yeah, very young prospects that I saw in that 6-3 Verado upset win, and they're going to play each other again this week in the first round of the playoffs. But you look at Desert Edge, their sophomore defensive tackle, Nasir Sims, 6'3", 280 pounds. He's going to be a guy to watch. And then at Verado, they have a freshman that's playing a ton, Khalik Baxter, 6'4", 320-pound monster. And it's not very typical that you see a freshman starting in the trenches at a high level, 5A level, like at Verado. So he's a guy, keep your eyes on that kid. He's probably going to be a Division I prospect.
That's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. This is the Rock and Refuel Recruiting Roundup.